righty. If we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and following the pledge, if we could all please observe a moment of silence. February 9th marked the 56th anniversary of Patrolman Robert Perry's being killed in the line of duty, the only Trenton police officer in history to have done so, and so we'd like to memorialize him with a moment of silence after. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Alrighty, we'll call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Von Crooks.
Here.
Benedetti.
Here.
Kiabawadden.
Present.
Hornbeck. Perugi. Rodriguez.
Here.
Verzeppa.
Here.
Quorum present, Mayor Verzeppa.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Commissioners Hornbeck and Perugi. Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion?
I'd like to change that to council people.
Okay.
We knew what you meant.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none is unanimously so ordered. I think just for reference, we have Councilwoman Hornbeck, I believe, on the Zoom here right now too. So checking in. So good to see you. We'll go next to the minute approval of the February 5th, 2024 meeting.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you. Next, we have public comment regarding items on today's agenda. This portion of public comment we have reserved exclusively for items on the agenda. We'll have another opportunity for all other public comment towards the close of the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak, we ask that you begin with your name and address. Please direct all questions through me, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. We'll go to anyone in person first, then those on the Zoom, if anyone wants to get a hand raised there. All right. Moving along here, we will go to authorities, commissions, boards, and committees. We have a letter of resignation from Faith Norwood from the Cultural Commission. If we could get a motion to receive and place this on file.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you. Following that, we have from the Michigan Municipal League, the annual membership dues, asking for this body's authorization to approve payment in the amount of $8,381 to the Michigan Municipal League for annual membership dues with funding from account 101-101-958.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you. First up, we have from our city administrator, a resolution to decertify 10 local street segments. Mr. Creech.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Before you have a resolution, whereas at City Council meeting of City of Trenton, Michigan, held Trenton City Hall Council Chambers on February 20th, 2024, the following resolution was offered by and supported by, whereas the City of Trenton does wish to decertify a portion of the following 10 streets listed in the attached M.2008B table. The 10 streets indicated on the M. City of Trenton street map for certification by the street administrator require amounts of local length to be deleted for and up-to-date accurate approved miles of city local street. Total decertification deleted length for all 10 streets is 1,774 feet, and ask for your approval.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. Thank you all. Thank you, Dean. Next from our attorney, we have a petition to divide parcel number 54-017-99-0001-710 located at 2901 Manning Drive. Mr. Ackerman.
Thank you, Mayor. The attached documents contain petitions to divide two lot splits at 2921 Manning Drive. There's two being split off. The first separates the rectory from the church property so it can be sold and used as a single-family residence. The house is sold and needs its own parcel identification for tax purposes and otherwise. The second split separates the field from the church property for future development. It's presently zoned single-family. Who knows what it will be, but anything that's going to be is going to be approved if it's a different use. It's recommended by both Mr. Bisland and I that this be done.
So moved.
Support.
All right, I got a motion support to refer this to the Planning Commission for review and recommendation. Any further discussion?
Just for the record, that's you're referring
Right.
that to
We-
Planning Commission.
I think we
Correct.
said the councils were going to refer to Planning Commission for their review and recommendation.
All right, it's been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Alan. All right, next up, we have 3 items from our Parks and Recreation Director, Mr. Beaker. We'll start first up, the Downriver Linked Greenways Trail Project.
Thank you, Mayor. The Downriver Link Greenways is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to help facilitate trail planning, development, marketing, and programming of both land and water trails in southeast Michigan. The agreement set forth is to agree to the City of Trenton will work with DLG to garner grants and work with the selected companies to create and enhance trailways within the City of Trenton. There's some history also on this sheet, but I'm looking for your approval in the agreement and partnership with the Downriver Link Greenways project and allow the city administrator or the mayor to sign on behalf of the City of Trenton.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thanks. And next up, we have the temporary chiller installation.
On January 16th, 2024, we were notified the chiller system that your honorable body was set to replace this summer had deteriorated quicker than anticipated. Over the next 3 days, we searched along with Service, our arena contractor, for a rental chiller that could provide the correct size and would work with our current system. Once it was accomplished, there was an emergent run to get the rental chiller online before losing too much ice. The emergency installment of the rental chiller was at a cost of $29,796.28. This bill includes the labor and equipment to hook the rental chiller into our system. The costs associated with the rental of the chiller will be determined shortly. A discussion with our insurance company is ongoing for potential of covering the entire loss.
So moved.
Support.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Tim. And lastly, the Trenton Ice Show lighting.
Sorry, too many pages. This year will be the 56th ice show to take place in the city of Trenton. Currently, we have over 70 participants registered and an amazing performance planned. In order to enhance the performance, professional lighting has been a part of the show. We have worked with many companies in the past, but with the pandemic options, we're very limited. There is not many places that provide lighting options on the small scale that we are looking at. We have been able to secure TJ Monte Productions in the amount of $6,300. The amount will be offset by registrations and the event sponsors.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you all.
All righty. Madam Clerk, do we have any late items tonight?
No, we do not.
Great. I will defer to our Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Benedetti, now for our disbursements and statements, and then our reports.
I make a motion to approve the disbursements dated February 20th, 2024, excuse me, in the amount of $1,751,216.15.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered.
Receive and place on file the following reports: the financial summary, January 31st, 2024, scheduled investments and cash on hand, January 31st, 2024, Civic Commission minutes, January 8th, 2024, Historical Commission minutes, January 8th, 2024, Recreation Commission minutes, November 28th, 2023, Traffic Commission minutes, January 3rd, 2024, Fire Department monthly report, January of 2024, and Police Department monthly report, January of 2024.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Councilman. All right, other council business now. I just did a couple things very briefly. I'm sure between what we've talked about here, but what folks have seen, whether it be online or received in the mail, that most people are aware that DTE is undergoing their demolition process at the Trenton Channel site. It's been an ongoing process. We've been working through some of the demolition background for, it seems like years now at this point, but you're going to see a lot more activity there over the next few weeks and months, for those who haven't seen it already for that matter. Right now, weather pending, and all other things for that matter. The plan is for March 1st for the stacks to come down, where we'll notice most of the change in our skyline here. And then, well, we've talked about it a bit at this level, and if we passed a resolution in support of it, and if just in various other facets discussed it, but we'll have more information that DTE is going to put out. We've been in communication with them about development for after the fact, and probably see some more things in the media around May once demolition wraps up. But about the battery energy storage system setup that they're looking to put there and going through approval processes with the Public Safety Commission. They are looking to invest about $460 million into the site, one of the largest investments they've made like that in the country, to this technology that will essentially harness the wind and solar power and use it to supply the grid when those things aren't activated. They plan to use about a quarter to a third of the site or so for this project. And right now, the tax revenue that we expect that we would receive from that, and while we're not counting any chickens before they hatch, would frankly rival what we were receiving from the entirety of the coal plant as it was operating. So a very exciting thing to come. It'll be a few years down the line before we see the full realization, maybe sooner than that for that matter. But just do want folks to know that might not have seen it before that, yes, there's going to be more activity there. It's for good reason. It's going to bring us a much more environmentally clean site. And then for that matter, too, is also going to hopefully bring us more tax revenue down the line, too. And so that would still leave 2/3 to 3/4 of the site to continue to be developed. We're talking with DTE regularly about the opportunities there and want to market it for the highest possible use and highest possible level. So no need for folks to be alarmed. It's obviously a big change coming down the line, but you're going to see a lot more activity in terms of demolition at the DTE site. And I think I got something in the mail at my house about it. I've seen stuff online. I'm sure a lot of folks have too. So just hopefully that answers some questions, but more information to come over the next few months as things progress. Outside of that, the only other thing I had was this Saturday, our police department from 10 to 12 at the McDonald's on West Road is going to be doing the Coffee with a Cop event that they always do a couple times a year, where you can go meet some of the officers that are out on the streets here and have some good conversation, find out about things that are going on, get any questions answered. But above all else, just get to know each other. So I would encourage folks to go. But other than that, I don't have anything further this evening. So we'll get started with the rest of council, and Councilwoman Von Crooks, you're first up tonight.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Yes, just a couple of things. I'd like to send my heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of Mitzi Taskoff. I don't know if people have heard, but she passed away a week ago tonight, and she was a great Trenton resident and did a lot for the community. If you knew her, she was involved in a lot of things. She was a Trenton teacher for like 36 years, and she taught the gifted and talented. She was in the JC. She taught in Trenton for 36 years. She was a wonderful addition to the school. She did a lot for the school improvement, and she was one of my best friends, and I just think she deserves the recognition that I'm giving her tonight because she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. So that's why I'm sending the condolences to her family and her friends all around town. And a lot of people didn't know about it because there's probably going to be some type of a memorial or service at a later date. So that's why I wanted to bring it to the attention. If you had her for a teacher or you were involved in the Trenton Education Foundation or anything in town, everybody knew Mitzi. She's a wonderful girl. She'll be missed. And also, on the second note, I'd like to thank you, Alan Ackerman, our city attorney. He just did a wonderful thing for this council and all of us tonight, and treated us to a beautiful dinner from Moro's and brought it all in for us. And I thought that was a really kind gesture, and know that it doesn't go unnoticed, and it's really been appreciated by all of us, I'm sure. So thank you again, Alan. And to be honest, that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Timber. Councilman Benedetti.
Just a shout out to Kevin Sargent and his group. I had some issues at my house lately, and they helped at least tell me what the problem was. And they did their part and did the best they could on the city's aspect of it. So I want to thank them for everything they did the last couple of weeks. The only other thing is, you talked about Edison, and I want to thank Dean because finally, Dean, Allen, whoever, finally it looks like Riverside is actually going to come down all the way. But it looks good. I mean, it looks like a war zone, but it looks good because that's what we're hoping for. I guess my only question to Dean or you, Stephen, is any idea of I know we had a grass ready by October thing. Do they have a date? Just a little glimpse of hope.
So,
Pay
We-
for bricks. Just give us a couple bucks for the bricks, we'll get the grass ourselves.
well, the grass is, the plan right now is over the next 2 weeks, the bulk of the demolition part will be down. And then beyond that, it'll go into a lot of site cleanup and everything. There's a lot of grading. They're gonna bring in a concrete crusher to make the fill for the property and everything. I would guess, May might be a good time frame. They might tell you something a little more optimistic, but, every day of rain pushes things back.
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever.
no, I
But
know.
I think there's a good chance you can have the grade completed and seed down come May, which would be ideal because then we can get some growth on it. So.
No, that's fine. I'm just curious because, we had talked about it for so long and gave people hope. Now that
I
hope
probably
is
just
there.
jinxed it, so there.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not. No, it's fine.
Besides that, I have nothing else. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Capuano.
Not too much tonight. Just want to thank the city employees for everything they do. Your efforts don't go unnoticed, but other than that, just want to thank everybody for all their efforts. Nothing else tonight, Mayor.
All right, thank you. And Councilwoman Rodriguez.
Well, I actually, I don't have anything. Let's see, Rick spoke for me, Councilman Benedetti, and the mayor touched on a few things. I will
No one
say,
speaks for you, okay?
this is true. I will tell you that I did drive by the hospital, and it looks really great. You can see results, and hopefully the neighbors and the community, sees it too. I think that we're definitely moving forward, and it looks really good. And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you, Councilwoman. Go to our other elected officials now. Madam Clerk, do you have anything?
Yes, I would like to mention that early voting is taking place here at City Hall. So no matter what precinct you normally vote at, if you usually vote at the Westfield Center during early voting, you will be voting here at City Hall. Monday through, actually, all the way every day this week, including Saturday and Sunday. This Sunday, February 25th, is the last day for early voting. It runs every day from 9 to 5, so you're welcome to come in to City Hall and vote early. That way you don't have to worry about being available on Election Day. If you've received an absentee ballot in the mail and you'd like to feed it through the machine yourself, that's something new this year. And from here on out, even if you have an absentee ballot mailed to you, you can bring it in to City Hall during early voting or bring it to the precinct on Election Day as well, and you can feed your absentee ballot through the tabulator. But if you have any questions, call the clerk's office, and then also a reminder that the Election Day is on Tuesday, February 27th. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and our next council meeting is Monday, March 4th. And that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Assessor, do you have anything? I don't see her now, actually. All right. Count that as a no. And our treasurer's not available either. So we'll go to our department heads. Any of our department heads have anything? All right.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Over the last couple of weeks, the federal government has decided to give Michigan a disaster declaration for last August's rainstorms. And so we've put together some information that is in the information items on today's agenda so that they would be part of the notification available to the residents and to allow you to know there's no action required. There are going to be in the downriver area a disaster recovery center. Could be a walk-in where you could meet with the Small Business Administration or with FEMA. And along with the information items that are on the agenda, the first one is how to apply for FEMA assistance. And it's basically, there's a website, there's a 1-800 number, and you can download an app. Once they decide on the disaster recovery center that's going to be down river here in Wayne County, I'm praying that it's going to come through and it's going to be at the Gibraltar, but not yet. And on our note that is on the cable, it says at the bottom, announce the location here. Once we know, we'll make sure that it gets on, and I appreciate the clerk's office getting that on. Once you've put in your request, they have another one, a news release that's in the information, what to expect after you've applied. And it goes through getting a phone call, getting a date for them to come out, take a look. Just because you may have already fixed your basement or fixed whatever it was, the sump pump, whatever happened, you can still put in. The FEMA may send you to the Small Business Administration first to see about getting a loan, low interest rate, probably 1.5% or so, but that's a loan. The other possibility would be from FEMA to give you a grant that does not have to be back. Once we know more, we will make sure it gets on the cable and make that information available to people. But I wanted to let you know it's in the information items of tonight's agenda. Any questions?
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate you being on top of it as always. All right, any other department heads got anything? Okay, we'll move on to public comment now. We'll go to anyone in person first, then those on the Zoom. If anyone wants to put a hand up on Zoom to get queued up, we'll ask that everyone wishing to speak, please begin with your name and address. Please direct all questions through me, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. So whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Cousins, and I live at 3027 Charles Street. Okay. Hi, I'm coming to you on behalf of my friends and family and the members of Charles Street. Charles Street sits at the edge of Tiefer Field, backs up to a collection of railroad tracks, and now with the addition of the Stellantis crossdock, we're privileged to have a unique experience of hearing the noise that comes with living just a few feet away from it. This is the noise, and I'm going to play it for you. And I'm going to leave it playing for about a minute so that you can hear exactly what we hear, even inside my house. This is pretty much what we live with. So these days, we were originally told that the beeping would only occur from about 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then it would be done, and it wouldn't be on weekends. It is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was on Christmas. One time it went for 16 minutes straight. I don't know if the driver could not back up the truck or what was happening, but I kind of timed it, and it was a nonstop beep, just constant. And again, we can hear this from inside our house. I get very emotional about this, but we feel so helpless. My son is struggling in reading and math, and his teacher suggested him to get more sleep. And he's complained about the noise that's right outside his window. And I'm a teacher. I need to go to bed at 9. I need to get up for my first graders. So I have been keeping in touch with the city administrator, Mr. Dean Creech. He's been wonderful with responding to us back and forth about our frustrations. But his request is that we, go outside and take a decibel reading and to see if it's, truly a noise nuisance and something that we can ticket the company for. And the problem is that, it might get close to the decibel range, but it's not exactly, hitting it. Or even if it does, by the time the police officers come out, that truck may have been backed up and it may be, out by now. So, and I don't want to waste the police officers' time either. I just find it very hard to believe that there's absolutely nothing else that can be done. I accept that we live near this plant, but this is a new change, and it's started impacting our sleep and well-being. Trenton has been getting some great press lately, the In Your Neighborhood series, but us on Charles Street, we can't help but feel that, it's not that great for us. The sound mitigation, I'm going to stop this now. The sound mitigation that was agreed to us was a tiny berm and some trees that are going to grow, but trees are not the best sound mitigator. So at the very least, maybe we could have asked for a 10-foot fence or something made of brick that would maybe mitigate the sound a little bit better from this company. It's such an eyesore to look at. If you come play baseball at Tiefer Field, you'll just see semi-trucks, and that's the noise you'll hear when you're trying to watch your kids play. And my family is part of the customs world, so we know exactly how much money Stellantis is saving by using this crock stock instead of having to outsource this money to other places. They are a $70 to $80 billion company, and we were just hoping that they could build a higher berm and help me and my son sleep at night, as well as the rest of the residents on the sleep, or even put in a fence. They have just a quick little just a regular, see-through wire fence, and that's not stopping any of the sound right now. It's coming straight to our windows. Lastly, there's only a few of us here tonight, and that's because the people on our street, they've kind of given up. They plan to move. So, and the people that you're going to get living on that street are going to be people that don't mind that sound in their house every single day and night. And that's so sad because, we would love to stay in Trenton, but I can't do that when my son is crying that he can't sleep at night. That is not fair to him. That is not a life. We feel that you've failed us. We feel that there's nothing can be done is what we're hearing, and I don't accept that. So if I just have to come here every month and play this noise for you so that you can hear what we hear, then that's what I'll do. But I feel like if I went and stood outside your window and I played this, and even if it wasn't the decibel that will get the cops involved, it would annoy you to death. And you would want something done about it. So we just feel like we deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you. No, and I know that you've been in communication with Dean about this and have sent things to us too. And I unfortunately don't have an answer to give you right now that's going to solve it too. But the one thing that I do have to say is I know you mentioned not wanting to bother the police with it, but unfortunately they're really the only ones that have the ability to issue a citation on this, and that kind of helps build some, I guess, more oomph to the cause, if you will, or something like that. So that really is the main teeth of our noise ordinance really does come through them, but that's something that we'll still look for any other avenues that are possible for you guys. I don't want to make any promises that we can't keep at this point, but I certainly have watched everything, listened to everything that you've sent, and have certainly empathized with you a ton. And again, I won't make any promises we can't keep, but definitely please keep us informed too. So, thank you. Of course, thank you. All right. Do we have anyone else here for public comment? Let's see. Not seeing any on Zoom either. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported for adjournment at 7:28 p.m. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. Get well soon, Emily.